Good morning, everybody. Wave 3 News Meteorologist Ryan Hoke here with a Hokey video blog update for this Sunday morning. We are starting out in the 40s and the 50s. It is downright chilly. We're about a month ahead of schedule on that one, but hey, guess what? Fall starts in about 10 days, so it's a nice preview, isn't it? So this morning we're talking about on our Hokey weather fact, the fall equinox, the autumnal equinox, and the fact that it's not really the day when we see equal hours of daylight and equal hours of nighttime. The reason for that is because there's something called the equilux. That's a few days after the fall or autumn equinox when that actually happens, when we have the equal days of nighttime and daytime. The reason for this is because on the equinox, we get the sun's rays right at the equator, but that doesn't equate, get that, doesn't equate to equal hours of daylight and darkness here. And by the same token, during the springtime, or just before spring actually starts, just before the spring equinox, we get another one of those equilux days, and then we hit the spring equinox, and then we're officially in spring. So tell that to your friends this morning. You'll learn something interesting about our planet right here on the Hokey video blog. All right, current temperatures still in the 40s outside the city. Look at Tell City, still at 43 as of 8 o'clock this morning. Even here in the metro, where we get this heat island effect, we are not immune to it. Simpsonville, Fisherville at 46. Lanesville was down to 42 degrees earlier. They really bottomed out. In that nice little valley that they're in Harrison County, you get that. Those valleyed areas, Corydon, Lanesville, even Fisherville, there's a few of them. Southeast Jefferson County has a nice big valley. You can kind of see it here on the relief map. Right about there is where that valley is, and then you transition into Shelby County and Bullitt and Spencer from there. So it's kind of an interesting thing to look at the temperatures during the mornings this time of year when that cooler air likes to settle down into those lower elevation locations. Doppler radar view nice and clear this morning, tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. I mean, it is just a dry stretch of weather that we're looking at for this week. The clouds off to our east, along with that cold front that we saw that took like 2 days to get through here. It was a slow mover. So this high pressure is going to be bringing us cooler air today. Continued from yesterday, basically. We're under that north flow on the eastern side of it, but things will change through the week as we do get some of that warmer air from the Gulf of Mexico in play. We'll show you that here in a second on the 7-day breakdown. You'll see all 80s, basically, from Tuesday onward. We even get up to 89 by Friday. So today, we're still stuck in the 70s, though, at 73. The Trimble County Apple Festival will be a couple degrees cooler than the city, but still not looking bad. If you're heading out to Churchill Downs, you may not even need the jacket out there because we'll still be in the 70s throughout most of the races this afternoon. Let's talk about this warm-up, though. So by Wednesday, we'll be at 85 degrees. That area of high pressure I showed you over the Ozarks transitions east of us. We get the southerly wind flow. Here comes the warmer air and hence the warmer temperatures. Confidence meter on this about at 8. Looks pretty good. I don't see any real kinks in this, so I think we'll definitely be getting up into the upper 80s by Friday. May we touch 90? It is very possible. We'll keep an eye on that forecast, but I do think a front moving in by next weekend will take those temperatures down a few notches, down into the mid-80s, and we'll check out the earliest alert outlook, and you'll see how the 80s continue after this front. It's not going to be too much of a powerful front. It's not going to be like this typical like fall, October type weather here. I think it's going to be more so akin to what we usually see here in late September, the lower 80s. But look what happens is another front. This is a parade of fronts, as I was talking about on air earlier. Another front moves through around the 24th, maybe the 25th, just after fall officially begins. And that one could bring us 70s. That one could be a little more powerful. That's been showing up on the GFS model for a few days now, and you know, it's still too far out to tell with any exactness as to whether we'll actually get that, but we're giving you your earliest alert on this that there is a possibility we may see another few days in the 70s toward the end of the month. Of course, that becomes more and more likely as we head toward that time frame, climatologically speaking. So, you know, I think at this point, there's a pretty good chance that we could see that. Hey, speaking of fall, we are 10 days away from the start of fall. Everybody's excited who wants the fall-like weather. A few folks still holding out for the summer-like temperatures that we've got later this week. If you've got a pool, I'd say late this week, get in it, enjoy it, and then maybe sometime next week, start thinking about closing it. Especially if you've got an in-ground pool that you need to close pretty soon at some point here. So probably before the 1st of October, I'd get on that, because at this point it looks like we don't have any huge warm-ups to bring us back into the upper 80s, the lower 90s, sticking in the 70s. Some folks can still swim in that, especially if you have a pool heater. You can keep it open until mid-late October if you want. But if you don't have a heated pool, I think we need to start thinking about closing that up here over the next 2 to 3 weeks or so. All right, that's all I got for you this morning. Pretty simple forecast, isn't it? High pressure, nice sunny skies, cool temperatures for now, and then we warm up. That's about it. All I have to say is, bots. Whoop, did I say it? It'll be here before you know it. All right, I'll be back here tonight at Wave 3 News at 6 and 11 after I take a little nap in between shifts here, and we will get you out the door for your morning forecast starting on sunrise, and of course Brian Good will actually be in here for that. That's it for now. Meteorologist Ryan Hoke. Have an extremely awesome Sunday.